Hello, my name is Aleksandra Karkowska and I'm an author. I also work socially in my neighborhood in the Warsaw district called Sadyba. Today I will tell you about exceptional woman, Krystyna Skarbek, the spy. The presentation was prepared in collaboration with Angeliki Grobelnej. Krystyna Skarbek, she was born in 1908 and died in 1952. One of the best secret agents of the World War II. Beautiful, dazzling, but dangerous, mysterious, courageous. She loved risk and adrenaline. She was Winston Churchill's favorite agent. Just few short epithets about Krystyna. Krystyna was born in a noble family in 1908. Her father was a poor aristocrat, Jerzy Skrabek, and her mother, Stefania Goldfeder. She was from a rich Jewish family of bankers. Krysia's father was a very comfortable man, and he loved to lead intense social life. Marriage with Jewish woman was a mesalliance. It meant both a decline position among noble family, as well as the lack of acceptance of the girl by her peers. Perhaps this difficult made Krystyna much stronger. She was rebellious, witty, and liked to play pranks. As a student of a high school in Jazłowiec, she set the priest cassock on fire, explaining later that it was a moment of truth, whether the priest's faith was so strong that he would continue the mass or extinguish the fire. Of course, she loved horses, and she often went horse riding with her father. Krysia was not only intelligent, she spoke many languages. For example, she spoke French, English, she knew Latin, but she was also keen on sports. She was mountaineer and a great skier. Her character was shaped even more. She always had an opinion. She was brave and loved adventure and travel. She grew into a beautiful woman with a charming smile. She was modest, but always elegant. She liked adrenaline and actions, and they added flavor to her nature. In 1926, the Goldfeder's bank went bankrupt. Soon after, Jerzy Skrabek, Krysia's beloved father, who left the family with huge debts, died. Mother and daughter had to start on their own. They had to move to Warsaw. In Warsaw, she started working for a Fiat branch. Hard work in harmful conditions caused lung disease. In the future, shading the lungs, which is remnant of the disease, will save her life. The young woman impressed others not only with her beauty, but also with the sharp tongue and passion for sports. She obtained a high place in the final of the Miss Polonia competition. Soon, she married businessman Gustav Gettlich. Unfortunately, this marriage did not last a year. After the divorce, Skarbek left for Zakopane to get away from rumors about her. In Zakopane, she was awarded the title of Miss of the Skis. The gentlemen appreciate her beauty, and the ladies sincerely did not like her. However, she did not pay attention to it because her head was occupied with other important matters. Thanks to her skiing skills, she met mountain guides, alcohol and cigarette smugglers, on whose orders she transported contraband. She made friends with Highlanders, got to know their hideouts and routes that were not accessible to others. The contacts came in handy when she later became a spy. In Zakopane, she met her second husband, a diplomat and author of books for young people, Jerzy Giżycki. In 1938, they got married and they moved to Kenya when he got a job at the consulate. As soon as they reached Africa, they heard information about the outbreak of war. They boarded a ship leaving for France, and from there, Krystyna made on her own to England and reported there to the D Department of SOE, Special Operation Executives. She passed the interview without any problems, making a great impression. Her potential was noticed. She was accepted and subjected to her training, which taught her so-called silent killing. She learned to break in, open safes, get lost when she was watched, shoot while running, jump out of the speeding car. She handled it brilliantly. She liked the adrenaline rush. A new identity was created for her. From there on, she was an English journalist traveling to Hungary to collect journalist material. She completed all the trainings with honors as the first woman in the British intelligence. In 1940, she was sent together with the agent Andrzej Kowerski on a mission to Hungary. Her purpose was to collect information about occupied Poland and establish contact with the Polish underground. The only safe way was to cross the border on the Tatra mountains on skis. Their guide was the famous ski jumper Jan Marusarz. She traveled with Kowerski to Warsaw. There, she made contact with Stefan Witkowski, the boss of Musketeers. Thanks to the information obtained from this group, she managed to identify and smuggle a microfilm about the planned Operation Barbarossa to attack USSR. During another attempt to cross the border, she was stopped by Slovak patrol. To distract the Slovaks, she tore a necklace with her fake diamonds from her neck and threw it on the ground, screaming, "My diamonds, my diamonds." The policemen started collecting them, and they realized that Skarbek was gone. Unfortunately, she lost the documentation and the documents and photos. Few days later, again, she and Andrzej were arrested by the Gestapo. The spy told her how to get out of the situation. She remembered that she had traces on the lung from the past illness. She bit her tongue, then spat out blood to indicate she had the tuberculosis. X-ray examination confirms the shading on the lungs, and since the Germans were terrified of the disease, they released Krystyna and Kowerski. Then Skarbek was taken to Romania in the truck of diplomatic car. She was given a new identity, Christine Granville. She became British with French roots. By the way, she changed her year of birth to 1915. Together with Andrzej Kowerski, they crossed Turkey, Syria, Palestine to Egypt to settle in Cairo for some time. She spent the years 1942-43 there. In fact, it was like a vacation that did not quite suit her. She preferred the spectacular life of an agent. Finally, Krystyna was called to a new task. Her name and surname were changed again. She became Jacqueline Armand, pseudonym Pauline. Before she could start the task, however, she had to learn parachute jumping, knife fighting, and Morse code. She was dropped in 1944 on the Vercors Plateau in France as a courier for the Jockey Spy Network. The net was managed by Franziska Merz. The aim of the action was sabotage, blowing up bridges, and German ammunition dumps. Francis and two other agents were arrested. A date was set for their deaths. Attempts to rescue the partisans ended in failure, but not for Mrs. Skarbek. She risked a lot. After all, she was known to the Gestapo, who hunted her head. Nevertheless, she went to prison and entered to the office of Albert Schenk, Gestapo officer. She introduced herself as Francis' wife and General Montgomery's niece. She informed Albert of the planned invasion of the Allied forces and that it was to be handed over the French partisans if he killed the captured prisoners. For the bribe and guarantee of security for Schenk, Francis and his comrades were released. It was brave. From then on, the heads of the intelligence services stood up when she entered the room as a sign of respect. Krystyna amazed everyone once again. She spoke to 2,000 Poles and successfully persuaded them to desert the Wehrmacht army. After the breakout of Warsaw Uprising, Krystyna wanted to take part in it, but England gave up with helping Poles because they were afraid of Stalin. After Germany's capitulation, Poland remained under the occupation of USSR and made it impossible for Poles to return to their country. Skrabek became too British to Poland and too Polish to Britain. She had no money, so she tried to work. She was a maid, a saleswoman in Harrods, and a stewardess on a passenger ship. However, all of that was not for her. She was a flower of war, and she felt best as a spy, and no other job gave her as much satisfaction as being an agent. On board, she met Irishman Dennis Maldoway, who fell madly in love with her, but she did not share this feeling. On June 15, 1952, at the Shelburne Hotel, Maldoway killed Krystyna. He stabbed her in the heart. This death did not fit with her life, which was dangerous and spectacular. She was buried at St. Mary and Kensal Green, London. It is believed that Skarbek is a prototype of Vesper Lynd, the character of the first James Bond novel, Casino Royale. Some believe she is Bond himself. Krystyna Skarbek was extraordinary. Vincent Siewierski, the author of the last biography of Krystyna Skarbek, wrote, "I don't think anyone who has ever met Christine has forgotten the moment. It was like a revelation." Thank you very much. I invite you to watch the other presentations about exceptional women, which we prepared within the project, Polish New Women at the Ages of the World. Thank you very much.